we have our frame, our glass and our backing. Now that backing is going to sit behind our matted piece, and that will become the back of the picture. I'm using a conservation glass here. This has two sides to it. We've got it with the delicate side in. We give the glass a spray. This is just a normal glass cleaner. Then we're going to give that glass a good clean. I like to use a cotton cloth, but many people use lint-free cloths, lint-free paper cloths. The important thing is that you use pretty much a wet one, which you move around, and then have a drier cloth that you then go over a second time and make sure you pay particular attention to cleaning the corners. Cleaning the corners is very important. Once you've got it clean, you can use a dusting brush or a large paintbrush just to brush down that glass and try to get off any dust that might be inside the frame. Give the artwork a little bit of a light brush to ensure there's no dust on that either. Then insert the artwork by turning it over, placing into the frame. We can now fix this in with several different devices. In this example I'm going to use a framer's point. Framer's points are put in by a gun. This is a Fletcher framer's gun. There are different types, but this is the most popular. Inside there are a little strip of points. These can be nailed in or pushed in on their own, but it works a lot easier when it's put in with a gun. Now we'd put down this short side here, we squeeze the trigger and shoot a point. We would probably put 3 points in on that side, and down the long sides we may put 5 points. Every few inches. Turn the frame around as you go, hold behind the frame and shoot those points in. When you've gone all the way around, you want to turn that picture over, and now it's time to give the front of the glass a clean. So repeat the process by spraying the glass, going over it with your damp one which has glass cleaner on it. We always tend to keep one that's slightly wetter than the others because we've used that over and over again for the wet washing part of the glass cleaning. Then we come back again with our drier one, fold it to find a dry section and a clean section, and then give it a final polish. Now hopefully at that stage you've got the glass clean enough that you can finish the picture. Now in this example I've got 2 little pieces of defect underneath the glass that I need to remove. Up in the top here I've just got a very small little dot, and down here in this corner there's a little hair there. Now what I'm going to try and do is get those out. So I flip the piece back over, and using my wire cutters or pliers I can remove the framer's points just near the area where the dust is. So I take those pieces out, and usually I'll try a few things. Remember to get the points away from the frame so you don't scratch them. Flip it back over. Now up the top here where I had the little bits of stuff that were on the inside of the frame, first of all I can give it a little tap, just try to get it out. Now if that doesn't work, I would generally use a piece of board. I tend to cut strips either of matte board or of other clean card, and I make a small piece like that. That way I'm able to just open the picture by pushing back on it and putting my little strip in to get that little bit of dust and get it out of the frame. So there we go, we've got that out. Now at the same time we had that other piece down the bottom there. So I'm just going to go down to the other corner while I've still got that open. I can see it jumping around inside there. Give it a little tap. Have a bit of a fish around. I think we've got it out there. There it is, it's jumped back up to the top here. You can take your time with this and make sure that the picture is dust free before you seal it. Once you've got it all clean, turn it back over and put some more of those points back in again. If you don't have a point driver gun, you can use little nails here, or you can use something called glazier's points, which you push in with a screwdriver. Now we're ready to seal and finish that frame off. Just have one last check, see that it looks straight, everything looks good in the frame there. Now we're ready to seal. Put it face down. People use many different types of things to seal frames. We can sometimes use a piece of brown paper and cover the whole piece. That's a dust cover sealing. In this case, I'm going to seal it using a framing tape. Now they come in different thicknesses, and for something this size I'm going to use the 42mm wide tape. I can pull that off. This is an adhesive tape. Sometimes we use water-based ones as well. I stick it onto the frame first, not going right to the edge, just coming in about 2mm from the edge of the tape, or about 1/16 of an inch, and tape along, sticking it to the frame. Now at that point I like to cut that, but I cut it in two places because this actually sticks down, so I make a cut along the edge of the frame there, and then I make a cut along the top of the frame there, paying careful attention not to cut the edge of the frame. So you can always cut it on the top, not near the side. I repeat that on the other end. And then I tuck that tape down by running my finger along the tape there. I want to push it in and tuck that down into that frame. Now this tape that I'm using here is a Japanese tape, a Rinrei tape. I've found it quite nice because it's very flexible, but we use several different brands, and you'd be able to find out more about that on our website.